Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing our Season 10 Episode 1 review. So, I promised you guys that I was going to do it on Sunday, and honestly at this point, I'm seeing like over half the audience at this point saying, I've seen the episode, I've seen the premiere, I've this and that, I've seen the first episode of Season 10, it was awesome, stuff like that. I really don't want the episode to get spoiled for people. I really don't want it to get kind of, leaked out there for people. But for the people that have seen it, this is going to be your spoiler-free review for the premiere. So, oh my god. So, a couple days before it actually even airs on, cable. So, definitely, who here is going to watch it this weekend, of course, again? Because it's just such a great premiere. It is such an awesome start to the season. And by the way, if you're new here, before I get into this review, because this is going to be a long review, if you're new here, click that subscribe button because we're going to be doing tons of Walking Dead videos all season long, every week, almost daily videos for the Walking Dead Season 10. So if that, if you're interested in those type of videos, click that subscribe button. Let's, of course, all kind of, band together and try to see what happens this season. So, I'm really excited for this season. I'm really excited, especially after this premiere. And can we please mention, and this is the first thing I want to say for the spoiler-filled review, that scene with Alpha and Carol. I mean, oh my god. I did not expect to see a scene like that. You know, they released this on one of their AMC videos leading up to Season 10 of, like, Alpha like this, and you got Carol looking at her, and I was like, okay, those are probably two different scenes. No, they're not. They're two scenes, and I love how Carol keeps it quiet. She doesn't tell Daryl. She's like, you know what? I'm going to keep this quiet because I don't want to be the one to kill you and me alone, and it can't be this way, but I will kill you, that type of thing. So, absolutely love that. That was an awesome scene, and it really just ended the episode off in an amazing fashion. But we entered the episode with space, which I think is actually a really cool idea. And we started off, and you got the, going down, and then of course, you see them, training. You got Judith with a sword there, and she's kind of, doing the recap, previously on at the beginning of the episode too, which I think was really cool. And then of course, and I really like how the recap's a good minute of just showing all the awesomeness of Season 9, and then going into this, you have everybody training, and it's like, whoa, okay, a lot going on. So you've got the shields, you got everybody coming out fighting the walkers, Ezekiel and Jerry opening up the door and stuff like that. You got a lot of action to start the episode. And it's really exciting. To begin the episode, it's really exciting. And I really like how, too, they kind of tease some stuff in the episode, too, with, well, not tease, but, go back and kind of reference, Rick a lot. I noticed they reference, Tara, I think, once as well. They talk about Maggie as well in this episode, which we'll have to see if she returns this season or, I don't know. Just depends on what Lauren Cohan wants to do with it. But anyway, so we have, we have all that stuff going through, the awesome action, the awesome fighting, and kind of the training at the beginning of the episode, and then we have Oceanside. So most of the episode here is at Oceanside, which I did kind of predict for the first episode, and we do have, Judith that sees the Whisper mask, and she's like, "What you find?" And then she's like, and it's just like kind of like, oh no, this isn't good. So we got the intro going through. This intro is, I picked out two different things about this intro. One is the Rick Grimes bridge. You got him like shooting the walkers, and then you got like the fire and the bridge, that type of thing. And then the other thing I noticed in the intro is that there's more green on the logo. Oh, and then there's also, never mind, I have three. And then there's also the pikes. There's heads on pikes. It's really subtle, but there's like a shadow of heads on pikes. It's the part where you got like the zombie just standing there, and it says Angela Kang. The part where it says Angela Kang, look in the background and you'll see pikes, heads on pikes. You'll see it. It's really cool. So, of course, our character's still, dealing with that and all that kind of stuff from last season. So, going into this episode, we have a lot of stuff going on. We have, Alexandria, we got Negan, we got Lydia, who she doesn't really know how to read. It looks like, she was really young when the apocalypse started, and Alpha probably didn't have the time with all her whispers and beta and stuff to actually teach Lydia how to do much of anything except for being a whisper and how to fight. So, yeah, there is that. But we don't really see the Whispers in this episode. I mean, we do at the end with Alpha, but they kind of just slowly come in here in this episode. But I really, really enjoyed this part where you've got, throughout the whole episode, you see it coming down, you see the meteor coming down, and it's kind of this question of when is it going to land, when is it going to land, and then, by the time you get to the end of the episode, it does. And it's super exciting when it does actually go through. But anyway, we have basically, we get to pretty much see everybody. You got Negan telling Lydia to watch her back because they're very much the same. They're treated really the same way. We got the one kid telling him to go back to work, which I have an idea of who that could probably be. I'm sure comic readers know who I'm talking about there. The one guy that tells Negan to get back to work. So we'll have to see if that's him. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but we'll have to see if that's him. And if it is, that's really, really awesome for sure. So we also have in this episode Oceanside and Luke and he's flirting with someone or whatever, and she's flirting with him back and all this kind of stuff. I forget her name. Jules, I think is her name. I think I'm right, but I'm not positive. And then we have Carol, who she doesn't really care about the borders. You have her getting off the boat, and you have her and Daryl hugging. And she's like, you miss me, and you have that really awkward scene between Carol and Ezekiel, and kind of, Ezekiel. I kind of felt bad for Ezekiel in this one, because it's like, he's still, like he said at the end of last season, I'll never stop loving you. And, he kind of, that's really what's going on here. So we have Carol and Daryl that go out, of course, on the bike and stuff. You have them mentioning Maggie, which, like I said, we'll have to see if Maggie returns this season or not. Hopefully she does, but it's not 100% guaranteed. And then we also have Kelly and Connie in this one too, which Kelly sounds like it's losing. She's losing her abilities to actually hear. She's slowly going deaf, it sounds like. So that's definitely going to be very unfortunate. I can understand why she's upset for sure. And Connie's like, it's a superpower, So I like that, of course. And then Daryl kind of comes by. The little they're like kind of Daryl and Connie, So you got that, of course. And then you got Dog as well, who Dog is in another season. Of course, there's a Funko Pop coming out of Dog too. So definitely gonna have to get that for sure. And then we have just more Oceanside stuff, more dialogue as the meteor is coming down. And then of course we have Eugene and Rosita with the baby. Now, Sadiq, we do get introduced to Dante in this one. Sadiq is kind of, having PTSD from what happened. You got Alpha there with like the long, sword or whatever, and she's just kind of standing there, and she's like, I can't believe what I just did, that type of thing. And then, of course, you got Sadiq, who is kind of freaking out and kind of, he sees the spider and stuff. And then you got Dante. And I'm like, I was so excited for Dante to come into Walking Dead, but it's like, this is probably my only thing about this episode I actually didn't like, is the way Dante kind of came in. I don't know if they were supposed to make it feel, annoying, but I was very annoyed with his character in the TV show when he kind of came in the way he did. I don't know. It's like he was trying too hard to be funny or something. I don't know. One of those, one of those people that's trying too hard to be funny. Honestly, it's just sometimes those people, it's like, oh man, just shut up. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I don't really like Dante too much yet, but again, we only saw him 2 seconds, so there is that. But I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Dante so far, but we'll have to see what they do with him. So we got Rosita looking great as always. We got Eugene, peeking, and she's breastfeeding and stuff. So yeah, I like that. She did have the baby, of course, which we do see kind of an awkward situation with Eugene take care of the baby. You got Rosita, you got Gabriel, you got Sadiq, and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. And then, of course, we have kind of the stuff with Negan and Gabriel, and talking about, everything that's been going on, the bleeping pants or whatever. I'm not going to say it, but the bleeping pants, putting the bleeping pants back on and stuff like that. So just a lot of stuff going on in Alexandria. And then, of course, they see the meteor coming. You've got Eugene, who kind of radios in, and they all kind of go to Oceanside. So I really like this part here where everybody's kind of chill. Everybody's kind of relaxed at, the Oceanside. You got Daryl and Carol talking about sometimes, we're just surviving one fight to the next. The bracelets talk or whatever, whatever it is. And then you kind of have them go back and you have the huge moment of the episode for me where you got the fire all in the woods and it's kind of just this craziness. You got action, you got zombies coming through. And the one thing I will say is that I do think that Carol did kill at least one Whisper, because there was one Whisper Carol killed and she slashed it and the blood just went it was really crazy, but you just knew full well that was a human, not a Whisper. Sorry, you knew that was a Whisper, not a zombie. So we'll have to see. I don't know why the Whispers would be around there, but then again, looks like the Whispers kind of moved back in. So if that was a Whisper that Carol killed there, that definitely Alpha's going to be upset. Maybe that's why she kind of found out. And then now seeing Carol and Daryl crossing the border at the very end with that face-off, just, oh man, so cool. So I don't know, I'm really excited to see kind of what they do with it. I really like just everything they did there with Eugene, talking about the radiation. Eugene's like, it doesn't matter, and I like it too, kind of how Eugene's kind of trying his best to, figure out what he can do with this thing. And Michonne's just like, okay, 5 minutes. Because, at first she's like, you have 0 minutes. Let's go. And she's like, okay, 5 minutes, and then we're gone, So we also have Michonne and Aaron in this episode, which I also want to talk about with the kind of bridge scene, which I really like. They kind of reference Rick and stuff, even with Judith, with RJ and stuff, they kind of reference Rick. So I really like how they make sure that we kind of remember that, those awesome times in The Walking Dead when Rick was, the main character. So, of course, Rick probably still being my favorite character in The Walking Dead series. So, we got, like I said, the ending with the face-off as they kind of are in Alpha's territory, and she's not very happy, and you kind of have that really cool kind of, oh my god, what's going to happen type of, ending to the episode. So, I absolutely love this premiere. I think this is honestly one of the best premieres of The Walking Dead in a long time. Probably the best premiere since the season 7 Glenn and Abraham kill. I might have even enjoyed this one more just because of, that one was so depressing. This one's such an exciting episode, such an entertaining episode. It was about 51, something like that, 50-some minutes long, so it was extended. Not the full hour premiere this time, but it was extended. But yeah, guys, this episode killed it. They killed it with this episode, and honestly, I'm just so hyped to see. I'm just so hyped to see this season after this episode. So I think that's good for the review for this year's season premiere. I mean, I think they did an amazing job. I think Angela Kang really did. I can just tell Angela Kang probably took a while to just kind of make sure this episode was, really perfect. So, they really did do a really good job in this episode of really making sure that, they got the point straight that the Whispers are coming back, they are back, and man, the war is on. That face-off at the end was just kind of like the war is on. Not only the war, but a Carol versus Alpha scene. After that, after the ending of this episode, definitely is happening. I think that's their way of telling us that, So, from what I've heard, episode 2 is a alpha and beta episode, so we'll have to see what that is. But in terms of this episode and in terms of just my thoughts on the premiere, I think this is one of the best premieres they've done in a long time. Lines we cross. So we'll have to see, what happens later on this season with, Michonne having Lucille, going from that to having the border scene. We're always watching scenes, the scenes with Beta, the scenes with Gamma, the scenes with Alexandria, the scenes with, Hilltop and the zombies coming in. All these scenes from the trailers, that we haven't seen yet. I'm super excited to see this season. Maybe even a Henry hallucination from what I've been hearing. So we just got tons of stuff to look forward to this season. Maybe even a certain Negan storyline from the comics, which we might get this season too. So they are just really cramming season 10 already with a lot of stuff. And if they do this season right, and I've said this a 1,000 times, I feel like, if they do this season right, this could be the best season, and even better than Season 9, which in my opinion, Season 9 is the best season. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below, and of course, if you're new here, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos, and of course, I will catch you guys really soon for some more Walking Dead Season 10 videos. The Walking Dead is back, guys. Peace out.